Welcome to a Job Hunter's Guide to Dealing with a Slow Interview Process. My name is Lou Reyes. I think we'd all agree the line at the DMV moves faster, a lot faster than the hiring process at many companies. First, you fill out questionnaires, then you take personality tests, and then you go through 4 more interviews, after which sometimes, and actually I think quite often, they lose your phone number. Now, these extra steps, they usually add little benefit for either side, but if you're looking for a job, you've got to go through these steps. So how is you as a job hunter? How can you speed up that process? And how can you keep those delays from adding to your daily stress? Well, in this video, I've got a few suggestions I think can help you. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes, and in this video, I'm going to suggest a few ways you can deal with what I call the slow motion hiring process. And I'm also going to suggest a few steps that you can take to speed that hiring process up. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you to do 2 things. Number 1, consider subscribing to Over 50 TV. And number 2, check out our new channel. It's called Side Hustle Rules, and we created that channel in case starting a business is your next career move. So now let's get to our video. First, I think it's important to put everything in context. I want you to remember that employers could literally have hundreds of applications, candidates that they need to sort through because, after all, it is easy for them to advertise, and it's also easy for you to apply online. Now, they are also concerned about making a sound decision. They want to get it right. Now, if you want to move this process along a little bit faster, I'm going to help you with some strategies that I think could help you to stand out in the crowd. Number 1, research the company, and I know you've probably heard that from other sources, but it is important. You're going to want to learn as much as you can about this company and the position. You can learn from online sources, and maybe you'll find someone online who works or has worked there. Then you'll customize your cover letter and your resume, learning what you've learned. I also suggest that you try to find out more about their typical recruiting practices. You can ask a recruiter for their insight or go on a job forum. Learn who they hire and how long it takes for them to make a decision. One thing I know you're going to find out, or I'm guessing anyway, is you'll likely find out that some companies move a lot quicker than others. Number 2, ask about next steps. End each interview by confirming what you need to do. And also ask that hiring manager if he or she has reservations about you, reservations that you can address while you're sitting in front of them. More often than not, I find they won't tell you, but some just might reveal their thoughts or their concerns, and this can certainly help you prepare for that next interview and another round of questions. Number 3, send a thank you note, and try to send that thank you letter, or I should say thank you email, send that within 24 hours. And when you do that, restate your qualifications and restate or remind them that you appreciate being considered. More than once in my career, I interviewed a candidate who later sent me a thank you email or a letter. And you know what? That letter included their headshot at the bottom of the email right next to their name. And I think this was a great way for them to remind me who they were, because after all, I get hundreds and have gotten hundreds of emails. So that little picture there, that really was a great reminder. Number 4, keep following up. You're going to want to persist without being pushy. And if you don't hear back from them, from that contact, call them back if the waiting time is longer than they originally told you it was going to be. And when you do that, you just ask them, am I still being considered? Now, I did say call because I do like that direct route to the person. But if you do get their voicemail, leave a short message, remind them who you are, and leave a pleasant message. Be sure to thank them for the interview. Now, if you don't hear back from that message in a few days, I just say rinse and repeat. Number 5, stay visible. You can do that rather indirectly by just participating in social media discussions that they're part of, or maybe even association activities where your contact, where your HR or hiring manager may be active. Many times over the years that I noticed that people who interviewed with me, they commented on my company's Facebook posts. Now, I think this is a good move if you don't do it too often, because you don't want to come across as desperate or heaven forbid, forbid, you don't want to come across as a stalker. Number 6, provide updates. Let that hiring manager know if you are about to receive or you believe you're about to receive another offer. Now, if you have received another offer, let them know that, but let them know you prefer to work at that company. Now, that update that you're going to be giving, that could speed up deliberations, especially if you're in the running. But I want to caution you, if you do this too aggressively, like giving them what amounts to an ultimatum, well, that's likely to take you out of the running. So when you do give that update, be smart about it. So now let's talk about dealing with job hunting stress. You and I know, especially when we're interviewing, there are factors beyond our control. So don't let unforeseen circumstances or delays get you down. You want to keep yourself motivated and relaxed when you're making your job search. It'll definitely be more pleasant for you. And when you're relaxed, well, it's going to position you as a more attractive candidate because when you go into that new interview, you'll be relaxed and you'll also be confident. So let me give you some techniques that I think can help you. Number 1, continue looking. Waiting is easier when you've got other options. And until you've got a written job offer that you want, well, keep sending out applications and going on interviews. Number 2, ask a recruiter. You might find it helpful to work with a recruiter or a staffing agency. They'll share your interest in staying on track so they can receive their compensation. And yeah, it's always nice to have somebody in your corner. Number 3, join a job club. Job clubs, yeah, they're an excellent source of practical and even moral support. Now, you may make some contacts that can give you some inside information and even get referrals. I think job clubs are one of the most valuable tools you can use when it comes to job hunting. Number 4, manage expenses. If you're feeling financial pressure, why? Adjust your budget. It'll give you more, what I just say is more breathing room. So cut down on discretionary spending and try to supplement your income if that makes it easier to persevere. Number 5, increase your qualifications. You can also use any extra time that you have to strengthen your skills and extend your network. You could take certification courses online. It's something I always recommend, or you can do some volunteer work. Number 6, move on. Unfortunately, some companies, they don't communicate well with job applicants. If your phone calls and your emails are being ignored, it's probably time to focus your energies elsewhere. Number 7, seek balance. Job hunting, as I said in the beginning here, it can be stressful. So set aside some time for some other responsibilities and activities that you enjoy. Take care of your physical and your mental health. Number 8, find a mentor. Finding a mentor is something that I encourage many job hunters to do. I also encourage people who are starting out in business to find somebody that they can lean on. And the reason for this is because when you do have somebody in your corner, somebody who is looking out for your best interest, well, that is certainly a way for you to get through those rough times, those turbulent times, whether you're starting a business or if you are somebody who is out there looking for a job and maybe that job hunt is taking a little bit longer than you'd like. But a mentor is somebody who is looking out for your best interest as opposed to a headhunter who is really looking out for their commissions. To be sure, job hunting, it requires more patience these days, but you can use that extra time to your advantage. Clarify your expectations, list your goals, and think positive. When you do that, you'll be able to find your dream job and fulfill your career goals. Well, there you go, folks. I've just given you the Job Hunter's Guide to dealing with a slow interview process. But before we go, I do want to remind you to consider subscribing to Over 50 TV. You can do that just by hitting that little red button. It's underneath your screen. And if your next career move is starting a side hustle or a full-time business, well, consider watching our new YouTube channel. It's called Side Hustle Rules. I've got a link to that channel in the description box. Well, as I always say, have a great day, everybody.